Welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. Today we're going to be doing an update or an addendum to the video I've already done on how to list on List Perfectly. That video was part 7 of our List Perfectly series here on this channel. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll have it pop up at the end of this video in the corner for you to watch so that you're all caught up. Also, another video I'm going to reference here today is the video on how to set up your list perfectly to put different descriptions in different platforms. Yes, you heard me correctly. You can set up your list perfectly to put a different description in every single individual platform. I have a video on that as well. That'll pop up at the end. If you haven't seen it, that is a really good one to watch. That is a very clever way to quickly have platform-specific things show up in your description box, but not have to type it every single time, which saves you time and allows you to cross-post and list more efficiently, more quickly, and more productively, which is what List Perfectly is here to help us do. So that all said, you guys know that up until about August of this year, I was only using List Perfectly to cross-post. I would go into eBay first and list all of our items there, and then I would utilize the List Perfectly bulk feature to cross-post directly from eBay to Poshmark and Mercari. However, since then, I have discovered through networking and making connections within the List Perfectly community, most specifically, I have to give her credit, Liz O'Kane taught me so much about List Perfectly. She was on my channel on a live show. She actually was at the Reseller Remix, and she was my interpreter because the day I did my panel at the Reseller Remix, I'm on stage and lost my voice. And so Liz stepped in and I whispered to her and she spoke into the mic for me. But Liz is a really, really great book, fountain knowledge of List Perfectly. And she taught me so much. And so I've learned how to use it more proficiently. There's really no right or wrong way to use List Perfectly. However it works for you, your business, and your business model is right. Because List Perfectly is set up to do so many different things to accommodate so many different types of resellers. However, what I've been learning since August and what I've been teaching myself and learning from Liz has made me more proficient, me more efficient. I'm listing faster, I'm cross-posting faster, and we're selling more. So I wanted to share with you everything I'm doing in hopes that you'll at least try to implement it or try it out, because then you can be just as successful as I am, as we are in our business. So yeah, there's no right or wrong way to use it. I just think there's like a more proficient way or using it to its full potential. And that's by using the List Perfectly catalog. So starting all your listings there, and then pushing them out to other platforms. But if you haven't seen the List Perfectly series, go ahead and give it a watch. I talk about it a lot, of why it's important to start in the catalog and go from there. Today, I just wanted to update you on a couple of things I have discovered, because this is a whole learning process. This is a whole learning process as I go through and reteach myself how to use List Perfectly and use it to its best potential. So I wanted to show you things I've learned on how to list more quickly and spend less time on certain things that I was doing when I actually made the 7th video in this series on how to list. I've improved since then. So you're looking at, on the screen, one of my listings on eBay. And I showed you in that original video, how to list on List Perfectly, that I was copy pasting this in. So let me show you what I mean. Let's go to revise your item. When I was pushing an item out from the List Perfectly catalog to list it on eBay, I showed you that this box right here was blank. And so I would go down here and copy, and then paste into here whatever I had in the description box. And I had a template set up and everything, and that's how it was working. However, I have since found out a way around that, and to have this condition description box already filled out for you, and the box in here. So they're both filled out when you push it out from your catalog, and you don't have to copy paste anything. Everything's already filled in for you in the fields. So I have up my template that I have on List Perfectly for my plush, and I have up my template that I have for our remotes. I'm going to show you what I did wrong, quote unquote wrong, and then what I'm doing now that I consider correct. So this is the plush. I have the condition here in the description box, but not in the condition notes. So when I would cross-post this from the LP catalog to eBay, it would copy my whole description over, but nothing would be here in this box because I didn't have it here in this box. So you can see now the way I've updated my remote template, my description only says you are buying, which is basically I copy and paste the title into the description box. And then my condition notes and my template are all here. So now when I list a remote, it will copy all of this information into that box. So I'm going to show you that. Sounds like I'm not putting a lot of information in this description box, but that's where that setting up your list perfectly to have individual descriptions for each platform comes into play. So I'm going to list a couple things with you here, and you can see what I'm talking about. So if you create a new template, I want to show you real quick. You would just put whatever you would normally put on that item. So if you create a clothing template and you want to put good condition, no stains, tears, or rips, gently worn, for your plush, good condition, gently loved, whatever you put time and time again, over and over, you pretty much put the same thing as the condition on every listing, or you should be. You can put it right there in your template and never have to type it out again. Every time you go to list, it'll be right there for you. You don't have to type it out. All right, so I have here on List Perfectly some of my listings I haven't cross-posted or pushed out to platforms, as it were. But before I do a listing with you live to show you how it fills in the boxes for me now and how that platform-specific description works, I wanted to show you one more thing I'm not doing anymore since I put out that 7th video on how to list. In that video, I told you guys that I do drafts on List Perfectly, and then I list them from my drafts to eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, and then move them to my listings in List Perfectly. Y'all, I was creating more work for myself than was needed. I was literally making busy work for myself and doing more work than I needed to be doing. You don't need to put your items in drafts in List Perfectly because there's a way to search for them and cross-post them and list them without having to put them in drafts, and you're saving yourself an extra step. Let me show you what I mean. I put one of my remotes that's not listed in my draft so I can show you what I mean. So you saw I went to my draft. So in List Perfectly, you can absolutely put things in drafts, but I found it's creating extra steps and extra work for me. So if there were 10 of them in here, I would start selecting, and then I would bulk select, all 10 of them, and then list them, right? So we're going to push this one out onto eBay and Mercari. So on Mercari, I would just double check that I don't have any typos and everything's good to go here. You do have to select your categories. That is something you do need to do on all the platforms. List Perfectly does not choose the categories for you. I always ship on our own. We use Pirate Ship, and I know I want $12 for this remote. I just list a little bit higher on eBay to give room for sales. And you click list, and boom, it's done. And then the same with eBay. I would have to fill the categories for the platform are filled in here. You just need to fill in your own personal ones. And then just make sure that everything looks good, that your model number copied over and all that good stuff. And then you're just going to list it. But once these are listed, the problem with having things in drafts, come on eBay, you're slow, is that this is still going to be in drafts. You see that? It's not showing me that it's on eBay and Mercari. It's still in my drafts here. I would actually have to come back, edit, take it out of my drafts, update. Now, if you had 10, 15, 20, 30 drafts that you're working with, and you cross-posted them to eBay and Mercari, you would have to go back in and individually edit each listing on List Perfectly to take it out of your drafts like I just did. Now it pops up here showing me that it's on eBay and Mercari. Those item numbers will be there. So you can take it out of drafts and it's fine. It doesn't mess up the system anyway. You see the item numbers there. But it's an extra step that you have to come back and take it out of your drafts. So what I found to do instead of putting them in drafts and having that extra step where I had to come back and take them out of drafts, I just list stuff right on my List Perfectly catalog. And then when I want to go list it on eBay or Mercari or Poshmark, what I can do is use my filters here. So I want not sold and not on eBay. So any items that haven't been marked as sold that are not listed on eBay is what I want to look at. That's how I consider my drafts now. I had 28 at the beginning of today. I listed 18, and then I just did one example that I put in drafts for you. So I'm down to 9. I like to keep 10 to 20 in here as like a bank of drafts. So there's always extras. If I ever have a busy day, I can push out 10 listings really quickly and not have to worry about it. I do recommend keeping a bank of drafts or extra listings hanging around for days that you're busy or to push out on the weekends or if you ever want to take a day off. So tomorrow I'll have to fill this back up. I'll have to actually list 20 and make sure this is back up to 20. So I'll be working on 40 to 50 remotes tomorrow. But anyway, right now I have 10. Let's say I want to list them all. You guys know the drill. Start selecting up here and you can do it in bulk. But for the purpose of this video, I'm only going to do one because I don't want to use up all of my bank. But this is going to be the difference between having a draft and not having a draft. And I'm going to show you more specifically how everything fills in on these platforms. Now, I'm not going to push the Poshmark live because Poshmark doesn't allow electronics, but I just wanted to show you what it fills in the box for me. All right, so on Mercari, you can see that it copies over the title and the description box straight from List Perfectly that just says you are buying, then where I copy the title. Fills in the condition for me, tested and works. And then it fills in these specifics from that condition box I showed you. The box down here, right here. But this one, the condition notes, that goes in here. And then these are my Mercari specifics. So when I said about setting up each platform to have its own individual footnotes or parts of the description at the bottom, my Mercari just says fast shipping. We consider all reasonable offers. My Poshmark says location from a smoke and pet-free home, fast shipping. We consider all reasonable offers. Bundle items and save. The more you bundle, the bigger the discount. This part down here shows up on every single Poshmark listing I push out from List Perfectly, but only on my Poshmark listings. And that's why it's so important to have those description footers filled out. And you need to watch that video that's going to pop up at the end if you haven't watched it yet, because there are certain things that you want specific to each platform. You don't want information about bundling on Mercari. And then my eBay specific one does say from a smoke and pet-free home, fast shipping in the USA, international shipping offered through global shipping program, and 100% money back guarantee because we do free ship with free returns on eBay. So I have specific language and information about bundles or the global shipping program that's just specific to each platform that only shows up on that platform. Can I show you again? This only shows up on Mercari. That only shows up on Posh, and that only shows up on eBay. Watch that video if you haven't already and go into your List Perfectly and set it up to have specific language and information on each platform. And again, by filling in this condition notes box, that's going to show up in your description box on Mercari. It'll show up in your description box on Poshmark, and it will show up in your description box here on eBay. But it also fills in this top one that wasn't being filled in for me before. I used to have to copy and paste that in there from the description. So by changing my templates to have less information here, but filling in these notes is how I did that. So now I would just push these out and make them live and list them. Of course, I wouldn't really list this on Poshmark because you're not allowed to put electronics over there. I'm probably not going to push these out just so I have an extra draft for tomorrow. I'll have 9 already here in my bank, and I'll try to build up to 20 again, but I still want to list 20 new on Poshmark. Sorry, Mercari and eBay. I still have some items in my List Perfectly catalog, Plush and such, that aren't listed on Poshmark, and that's where I've been posting to Poshmark from each day so that I can post on every single platform every day and keep active. But those are the updates to my listing process now. I use that condition notes, still using templates because I can put the condition notes, the description box, all that information in one time, and that's it. So I'm not typing the same thing over and over again. And then I'm absolutely using the ability to have different footers. So I will have the original listing video I did for List Perfectly and the informational screen share about how to do the individual footers in each platform pop up here for you at the end. But I really highly recommend you watch the entire List Perfectly series if you haven't. There's a lot of information in there. You can even go on List Perfectly and edit like one listing across 5 platforms very easily with like a couple of clicks. You can set up your List Perfectly extension to be specific to you and your business needs. There's just so much you can do with it. And templates are one of them too that I just mentioned. It's so easy to list from templates. So watch the whole series, get acquainted with List Perfectly, learn about all these features and these tips and these tricks that a lot of us don't know about or just didn't hear about, and learn how to use it to its full potential, because List Perfectly is really here to help all of us list more efficiently, more quickly, more productively, so that we can spend less time working but make more money. That's what tools are for. If you want to try List Perfectly out for 1 month, 30% off your first month, in the description box down below, there is a link for you to go to. And then once you're at that link, you sign up for List Perfectly and you can use our code FlippinHippos, 30% off your first month just to try it. Your first 3 days are free, money back guaranteed. So if you try it for up to 3 days and really don't like it, List Perfectly will cancel your subscription and give you your money back. I guarantee you're going to like it and keep it past 3 days. So you're going to want that 30% off your first month using our link and our code FlippinHippos. Also, if y'all are already using List Perfectly and you've got like the basic subscription and the business subscription and you want to try out Pro, you can upgrade your subscription and use our code to get 30% off the first month of your updated subscription. That means you can try List Perfectly Pro for 1 month at the cost of the business subscription. If you're already using and paying for the business subscription, use our code, upgrade to Pro, pay the same price for 30 days just to try it out. I guarantee you're going to love it and never go back. It's the best thing we've ever done for our business. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up before you leave. Really helps the channel out. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And don't forget to join our Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. You can search for it on Facebook or use the link in the box below. Until next time, go be productive, watch our List Perfectly series, and learn how to be more productive and make more money in your business. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.